Hi, thank you for joining Grayson Capital and Think Multifamily for a presentation of an exciting 252 unit portfolio in Jacksonville, Florida. Let me tell you a bit about who we are, what we do, why we like this portfolio, why we love this market, and why you might actually like this deal as well. So to start off, who we are, here on the phone you have three partners of Grayson Capital. You have Justin Richards, Paul Martinchuk, and Matt Hansen. And who we are, I would say, are really a group of accomplished professionals and real estate investors. What do? We make it a point to invest in large apartment complexes, 100 units and more, and we always strive to leave a property in better shape than what we have found it and purchased it. This allows us to improve the livelihoods of those that live in our properties, and at the same time, it allows us to increase rents and create a ton of value for our investors and, of course, for ourselves. And so here today, we want to bring to you a portfolio of three separate apartment complexes that add up to about 252 units. And this portfolio is in one of my favorite markets, Florida, and actually my favorite submarket, Jacksonville, within Florida. And let me turn it over to Justin Richards, who will talk a little bit more and tell you why we like this deal.
Well, thank you very much. One of the main reasons we like this deal is because of the market, because of what's happening in the market. Some of the other reasons we really like this property are that the property's location is in a prime area that's growing extensively within that submarket, and that we found these properties virtually untouched and undermanaged, which is where we see a lot of value add. With two of the three of these properties, we were able to find them more than $100 under market, and the manager has been managing there for over 20 years. The organic bumps are over $100 without anything done to them whatsoever. With all three of these, we have a pretty extensive budget planned for renovation, primarily due to their location. The two that are in Orange Park are prime locations, Class A, and Kings Tree Apartments is across the street from a new hospital that Matthew will talk about a little bit more in a second. But with the proximity so close to working class doctors, nurses, and medical professionals, we believe that putting more than $10,000 a unit in these is going to yield a large rent bump, and more importantly, put these products in a greater position to be taken advantage of by the market that they're placed in. Matt, would you like to speak a little bit more about the market?
Sure. So why do we like Jacksonville, and what are the employment drivers here? That's what we're going to share with you today. First off, the job growth for the next 10 years is expected to be 39% over the course of the 10 years. Last year alone, 16,000 people moved to Jacksonville. Currently, there's over 80 national corporate headquarters located in Jacksonville. Surprisingly enough, about 20 to 25% of those are finance and insurance type industry, which is interesting to me. And then more than 20 hospitals are located there, and they've got a big bioscience community that's being developed in this area as well. The major employers are, of course, the big FedEx, Boeing, GE, Firestone, and Amazon has recently put in a distribution center there. So you know if Amazon is there, it's a key location, so we're happy to be there. The Jacksonville port is the third largest cargo port in the United States, and that's growing double digits every year. They're expecting that to continue to grow at that level in the future as well. That drives warehouses, railroad, truck employees, so very, very strong workforce there. And to quote the Forbes magazine, it's the fastest growing city projected in the future here, and it's one of the best cities for job seekers. So you got to trust Forbes. Talking specifically about our three properties here, starting at Villas at Cedar at the very top. This is in an area that's going to be gentrified over the next few years as the population moves kind of from the west to the east. These are quality apartment buildings, a little bit more reasonable rents at this point in time, but we're expecting a significant economic growth in that area. Then we move down to Kings Tree and Park Place. This is already a Class A area. It's called Orange Park. Justin already mentioned the medical center that we're literally across the street from. We are the closest apartment building. We're expecting, once we put our 12 to 14 grand in both Park and Kings, we're going to be pulling the support staff from those hospitals, as well as the Orange Park Mall, which is 110 stores. So we've got not only professionals in the medical industry, but we've got retail folks, lots of individuals that want to live in these types of apartment buildings. So we're pretty excited about those opportunities, and that's why we feel this is the place to be from an investment standpoint. So I'm going to pass it over to Paul to talk about rent comps.
Thank you, Matt. One of the other reasons why we really like this deal is that if you look at the screen and compare the market comps versus what these properties are currently generating, you see that in each case, the properties are currently $100 or more below the market. This is significant to us. Why? Because as we look to improve and rehab the properties, we feel very strongly and confidently that we will be able to push rents to market and generate tremendous value for our investors, while at the same time improving the look and feel for the residents and the future residents to come. Now, it won't be easy. Why? Because the properties certainly require an update, and we have a pretty aggressive budget to bring them to the to what market expects those properties to look and feel like. But we are ready to do that, and we feel that the massive gap that you see on the screen between the current rents and what the market bears right now is a wonderful opportunity for us to get into this market and to add value to you as an investor by doing so. With that, let's go to the next slide, and let me tell you why, as an investor, you might really like this investment. And the short story is because with conservative underwriting, we feel that this investment will yield an 11% cash on cash or more, and we'll be in a position to double our investment in about a 5 to 6 year time period. Furthermore, we are looking to make this investment available to as many people as possible. Therefore, we're keeping the minimum investment pretty darn low at $75,000. And if you don't like that, I don't know what you would. We're excited about that, and hopefully you are as well. As we go to the next slide, I also want to highlight a couple of additional characteristics here that demonstrate how the funds will be used in this purchase. You can see that the purchase price across all of the three properties is $18.3 million, upper left-hand corner. The other item I want to draw your attention to would be about halfway down the page on the left-hand side. We're expecting to spend $2.3 million on this renovation and rehab to unlock the value that we believe is there. Again, as I mentioned, the rents are substantially under or below the market, but it's going to take some money for us to get these units to the level where the tenants are really going to want them at the levels we think they will pay for. So we are willing and ready to invest $2.3 million for that renovation. The other item to highlight briefly is we will be taking on first mortgage position of about $16.5 million, and we are looking to raise across all of the three properties in this portfolio $5.3 million. You can see the rest of the stats here, and I'd be happy to talk to you more in detail about the rest of the sources and funds. With that, let me turn it over back to Matt.
Thank you, Paul. So next steps. If you're still watching this video, it's likely you're quite interested in being a co-owner in the Jacksonville 3 portfolio with us. You can go to graysoncapitalgroup.com. We've got a link down here to get more information about the property and how to invest with us. And of course, Paul is our capital markets and investor relations expert. Please contact him if you have any questions. But we know when you're investing in real estate, you're not just investing in the property, you're investing in the people. So when you go to our website, take a look at the bios of the partners that make up Grayson Capital. We are highly experienced professionals. We each bring a specific talent to this group that allows us to service you the best. We cover finance, operations, construction and engineering, acquisition, and asset management at the highest level. So the bottom line is you can trust Grayson to manage your real estate investments. So we're looking forward to potentially working with you in the future, and please contact us. Thank you.